All right, good morning, Hadi, everyone. Hadi, hello. Welcome to Lheidli today, unceded territory. Thank you to whoever for not getting us sunshine today. We'll have a chat with you later. There is a Lheidli code of conduct for whoever's in charge of the weather. Is that the city, do you suppose, Chief? Who do we blame for weather, city or regional district? Well, we'll figure that out.
Kevin Brown, yeah.
That'll be enough out of you, Randy Murray. Members, we are about welcome for those tuning in from home. And of course, this will be available to other Lheidli members this evening and for days to come on our Facebook page and our website. That's why we love the live stream here at Lheidli today. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce our Chief. Please welcome Chief Darlene Logan.
So, Hadi, and thank you everyone for joining us today. We have one piece of important business to take care of before we can join the celebration with all the kids you can hear in the background. And it sounds like they're having a blast. So I want to thank our elders for coming out, and our members that are here, and the council. We have Councillor Joshua Seymour, Councillor Crystal Gibbs, and Councillor Dominic Frederick with us here today, and our Executive Director, Bill Gosnell. For the past few years, Council administration have been discussing our nation's future and what it will take to realize our vision for the future. But before we can move forward and build a brighter future for our members and everyone else, we need to reinstate our starting point for our journey. We have worked long and hard to develop our declaration, which we're making public today. And it was with the help, about 5 years ago, we hired our lawyer, Sandra Piggins, who's a band member, to start this process. And I want to send a huge thank you to her. And now I'll have Joshua Seymour come up and read the declaration.
Good morning. My name is Joshua Seymour. I'm a counselor for Lheidli T'enneh. Lheidli T'enneh First Nation Declaration. To Canada, British Columbia, and all those persons and nations of the world who enter our unceded lands and territories, take note. We are in Lheidli T'enneh people. We are of Dekhov origin from the confluence of the two rivers, the Nechako River, meaning with strong undercurrents, and the Flethako, Fraser River, meaning Big Mouth River. We are the sovereign inhabitants and the traditional owners and occupiers and users of our vast unceded territories and resources. We are the Lheidli T'enneh people. We declare that, notwithstanding our present geographic residence, Canada's assimilation and genocidal treatment towards us throughout history, Canada's forced dispossession of our territory and all our resources, and its destruction of our language and culture through residential school and continued colonial policies and laws of the federal government of Canada, enacted throughout the Indian Act in 1876. We are united as the sovereign Indigenous people of Lheidli T'enneh through our own political, legal, economic, social, and cultural institutions, and through our traditions, ceremonies, languages, and connections to our territory. We declare that we have inherent and inalienable rights as Indigenous people, and that these rights are considerably broader than those presently recognized by the colonial government of Canada or by the Canadian courts pursuant to their under-inclusive, under-expansive interpretation of Section 35 of Canada's Constitution Act of 1982. 1. The existing Aboriginal treaty rights of the Aboriginal peoples of Canada are hereby recognized and affirmed. 2. In this Act, Aboriginal peoples of Canada, including the Indian, Inuit, and Métis people of Canada. 3. For greater certainty, in subsection 1, treaty rights includes rights that now exist by way of land claims agreements or may be so acquired. 4. Notwithstanding any other provisions of this Act, the Aboriginal and treaty rights referred to in subsection 1 are guaranteed equally to male and female persons. We declare that both Canada and British Columbia, in their assertion of sovereignty over our unceded territory and resources, and all those persons residing in, developing, and extracting resources from our unceded territory without formal consent, territory, and resources, are engaged in an ongoing breach of inherent and inalienable rights as Indigenous people, unless they have been provided the free, prior, informed consent from Lheidli for their actions.
So, what does this mean? In simple terms, we are and have always been owners of the territory. We have never signed away our rights or title to our territory. Many years ago, Canada and BC asserted sovereignty over our lands. Court decisions after court decisions in recent decades have concluded that both governments had no legal right to do this. What we are saying to the public release today is our declaration is what our past chiefs and councils have said for many, many years. Lheidli First Nations are the rights and title holders of our unceded lands. And now, Crystal.
Howdy everyone. Okay, so Canada and BC are in breach of our inherent and alienable rights as Indigenous people. And governments and industry will require our free, prior, and informed consent and conduct business in our territory. Our hope is that our declaration will be seen as by governments and industry as an opportunity to right the wrongs from the past and work with us to move forward towards a positive future for our members and all who live, work, and play in our unceded ancestral lands. Our doors are open to all those who wish to develop respectful relationships and projects that provide benefits for everyone. This is our way of working with the governments and industry to create the type of sustainable economy that will enhance the quality of life for everyone in our territory. I would now like to ask our Executive Director, Joe Gosnell, to come forward to provide more information about what our declaration means. Merci.
Sorry, Crystal. We're going to steal Joe's thunder. So, okay, we're going to have Joe Gosnell speak, our Executive Director, and then we're going to have someone who I think is very important, former Chief Dominic Frederick. He was Chief for 15 years, and now he's on council, so it'll be Joe and then Domo.
Thank you, Chief Logan. Good morning, everyone. Certainly is a good day to be Indigenous. I steal that from the movie Smoke Signals. I think most Indigenous people in Canada, perhaps around the world, know that movie very well. Maybe I should rephrase that and say it's a good day to be Lheidli today. As Chief and Council work through the process of developing this declaration, some may ask, why now? Lheidli today responds, why not? Lheidli today are entering a new period of relationship building with the province of BC and the federal government of Canada. It is important that they know where the Lheidli First Nation stands on the issue of land ownership, title, and rights. Past chiefs and past councils have stated Lheidli's position verbally many times under the leadership of Chief Logan. Now it is here in writing and clear for everyone to see. It provides certainty for new investors considering projects in Lheidli territory. Lheidli and the BC government will now work together to consider many projects and new resource development. This will result in less red tape, shorter project review times, and more certainty. For most people who live, work, and play in Lheidli today territory, there is no impact from this declaration. Home and business owners will continue to own their homes and businesses. There will be no new taxes for anyone. It will not impact how local government does its work. The declaration simply states what Lheidli today has been saying for decades. Lheidli today First Nation is the owner of its unceded territory. This position will result in new partnerships with the BC and federal government. We will work together to consider major projects and new resource extraction. We will work with existing and new industry to develop relationships and partnerships that benefit everyone. For too many years, the Lheidli T'enneh First Nation were bystanders when it came to major projects and new resource industries. The declaration makes it clear that those days are over. Lheidli T'enneh's territory belongs to Lheidli T'enneh members, and they too should benefit from major projects and new resource extractions. We know there will be many questions about this declaration in the days and weeks to come. We will do our best to provide answers, and in doing so provide assurance to everyone who live, work, and plays in the territory that you will not see any negative impacts from this declaration. We will meet with governments, industry, and resource businesses to explain the declaration and a new way of doing business. Again, one of the key objectives of making this declaration is to better improve the quality of life for Lheidli T'enneh members and everyone within its territory. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all indigenously inclined today, participating in Aboriginal Day. Today marks a mark of not power, but I think what it does is it solidifies our territory. And it solidifies who we are as Indigenous people of this territory. And if anybody has any questions, I can try to answer it for you. And if not, then I'll point you to council and chief. So do we have no questions?
No media questions?
No
Come on,
media
you're not
questions?
shy. When did I get it?
She's hiding it in her purse.
So we'll just thank everybody for
I think one other thing that it does do for Lheidli T'enneh is that we always have this other, they call it overlaps in our territory. Some of the overlaps, they go right downtown and into our office. Oh, we only talk to the office. Well, you don't own anything in our territory. In Lheidli territory, we welcome you. You can operate in our territory, but you do not own it. You do not speak for our territory. We have a leader that speaks for our territory, and it's our chief. You cannot have a piece of our territory because you're my cousin. It doesn't work anymore. We don't go into other people's territory and tell them, oh, you're my cousin, I won't have your territory. It doesn't work that anymore, It's gone, So this I'd like to thank you all today for being here. I'd like to thank the other chief and the council and the media and my wife over there, my pretty wife over there. Way better. Okay, thank you everybody, and thank you for listening. Thank you.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the mayor and the regional district, the elders, and most importantly, the children. Thank you for being here.